Hey, Matt here. So this is the Survivor Series 2006. This was the year where I think the WWE shifted back to kid-friendly, family-friendly things. I always thought that it was mostly complaints from the parents saying that it was too violent and gory for some reason or another. I always think that this was not what it should have been. And what I mean by that is this was okay back in the 80s and 90s. The WWE was kid friendly, but also it made sense. It was, I don't know, it just seemed to make sense. To me, this was like summer camp. I don't know why, that's what it was to me, but I don't know, I don't know. Anyways, so Sunday Night Heat was Carlito versus Charlie Haas. Both guys are gone. Charlie Haas was actually in Ring of Honor for a while. I'm not sure where he is now, and don't care. Carlito and another wrestling company. As I've said before, it's a shame that he's not with his brother and cousin. It would make sense, but it is what it is. He had some issues, blah blah blah. And then we get to the Survivor Series. It was Team Legends, which was Ric Flair, Sergeant Slaughter, Dusty Rhodes, and Ron Simmons, with Arn Anderson in their corner, taking on the Spirit Squad, which was Kenny, Johnny, Mickey, Mickey and Nikki. Nikki being later on Dolph Ziggler with Mitch. And of course, Team Legends won. Duh. That's an obvious. Then you had the United States Championship. Chris Benoit beat Chavo Guerrero by submission. Classic WCW type match with WCW wrestlers for a WCW championship. Laz and the United States Championship. This was a good match, despite all odds. This was still a good match. I really think that those two pulled it off, I guess. Mickie James defeated Lita for the Women's Championship. I did talk about Mickie James before, the year before, being allied with Trish Stratus. Well, she turned on Trish Stratus and basically, turned on Trish Stratus and became heel. Crazy heel at that. So she became the champion there. Then you had the reformation of DX, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. Now, I've talked about this before. In my opinion, I think it was a big mistake to have them feud in 2002. They were much younger. They made sense to have them. They would have been great for the WWE, WWE in 2002, but instead they had this massive feud, whatever. I kind of like this reformation. I was a big fan of DX back in the day. Well, when Triple H ran it. This sort of felt forced in a way that, yes, they were former shells of themselves. Yes, they've grown. Yes, they're mature. Yes, that's the way it is. Just seemed like a bunch of two old guys being rebels or whatever. That's what it was to me. Anyways, Team DX Triple H, Shawn Michaels, CM Punk in his first Survivor Series, and the Hardy Boys. And they defeated, thank God, Team RKO, which was Edge, and Orton, who were a tag team at this time, I think. Was it that time or the time after? I can't remember. And Johnny Nitro, Mike Knox, who was a hell of a wrestler, and Gregory Helms with Melina and Kelly. Again, it's a cool thing to see these new guys come in, and it's unfortunate about CM Punk and how you devote yourself after you leave the professional wrestling world to MMA, and then it gets taken away from you after all these years of trying, well, whatever it was, trying to fit in. And his show was fine and all, and him training and getting injured, and then him training. That's just him getting beat up within the first few seconds of the first fight. That was bullshit. And then you had the Hardy Boys, who